the uncle to put in that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that it may not be a drug problem per se, but that is something that they've been doing for a couple of years, I found out.
But it affects them like it's
Yeah,
a
and
drug.
it needs to be
It does.
addressed.
Yes, Ann and I started an initiative in Douglas County Prevent Now, and it's to teach adults about child sexual abuse prevention. And we have donated hundreds of trainings to the Douglas County school system, starting in 2015, because the school system said they didn't have the budget for it. But we believe that it's so important because our children are engaging in sex with each other, and our children are being abused sexually by adults. And is there a way to get that into the budget? Because we can't afford, we've been going out getting grants to pay for the training, but, and Mr. North has been very amenable
Very
and supportive of it, was
Yes.
familiar with it when he was in Carroll County. But we really, and I sit on the Child Advocacy Center's multidisciplinary team meeting, and we talk about the abuse that happens to children, and we are child advocates in the Douglas County Juvenile Court. Yes.
Okay.
And we see it all the time, the sexual abuse that happens and the exploitation that happens to the children. And so we would really like some consideration to have the adults in the school system trained on the child sexual abuse prevention.
Question, have you spoken to Mr. North since he's been our superintendent regarding this program?
Oh, yes.
Yes, and what was his response?
It's not budgeted.
Right.
That's what he said.
It's
He
at that
says,
time.
at that time, he says he supports it 100%, and he makes way for us to come to the school board and do the trainings, and the counselors, and we've done those professionals, the counselors, the
After
bus
school
drivers,
program.
the after-school program,
Staff.
the
And
assistant
some
principals.
administrators.
Yeah, but we would like to do it for the teachers. Also, Ann and I have been commissioned by Judge Peggy Walker to do cultural competency training. And so we have been doing that for the social workers and the school counselors. But we would like that to be expanded based on the feedback from them that brown children don't get the same treatment, and it's because of racism.
Yeah.
And we need to educate people who aren't.
Any staff that
Right.
interacts with our children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Sometimes we think that it's just people that don't look like us, but really, people that look like us can be just as biased as well. And just because of the way we've been brainwashed over time. What I was gonna say is, I can talk to, or actually have you all talk to Mr. North again, because it doesn't hurt for you all to make a presentation. At the end of the day, we'll see what his suggestion is, and we'll go from there. That's how our process goes. You have his information?
We do.
We do.
So reach out to him,
Okay.
and talk to him again, and I'll, talk to him on this end, and, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
I think the only other thing that we would like to know is there any way that the West Metro NAACP can support you in your initiative to help children, all children, but particularly the children of color in the school? If we can lend our voice to what it is you're doing for the disparate outcomes in their disciplinary processes, or in the bus situation, if there's anything that we can do to lend support to you as you fight for us.
I do have a comment for that, a response to that. And what I'm gonna say is, there are times when the voice of the community
can command more than me as an individual, or any of us as an individual. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Where you all's voice on a particular thing, and there are ways that those things can be communicated, right? And so it's with the community, da-da-da-da, this, da-da-da-da, as opposed to Michelle's agenda, or this one's agenda. Because if it's my agenda, it could be shot down.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But when the backing of the community comes,
Right.
that's a different level of force. So
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we just want you to know that we will support you as long as we know that you are doing right by our children.
Absolutely, and that's the accountability piece, that I
Absolutely.
definitely see, because it's
Yes.
necessary.
And we need to do that with all of our elected officials.
We
Whether
do.
we vote or whether we don't vote, they're still speaking on and making decisions on our behalf.
Yeah.
So we have to hold them, all of us, we need to be held accountable.
Yes.
Just a couple of things. I'm very active with my granddaughter's school. She goes to South Douglas Elementary. And I'm very active in the PTO, and the PTO can be kind of like a first line of defense or information for the children. And so, you know, the school board, they're working, they're doing things, but we also have a voice. In fact, I'm the secretary this year. I'll be the vice president of the PTO next year. And we do a lot of things in our South Douglas Elementary PTO. It's very, very active. I don't know how that's going to carry over into junior high and high school, but I think parents have a lot of pull and power if we're present at the school as much as possible. The other thing, you mentioned sex trafficking and abuse. Here on the 20th of April at 10 a.m., Jessica Frazier from Straight Street will be here doing a presentation on sex trafficking. And I'd like to invite anyone out. It's our youth meeting. We call it God Gang, but it's our youth meeting, but anyone is welcome to come out. Bring your children, you come out, listen to the presentation. But she will be here on the 20th of April at 10 o'clock right here. So if you're available, please, we welcome you to come out. We invite you to come out and hear her presentation. I heard her at the faith-based meeting, and it was a powerful presentation. And one of the things that she said that really struck me was the first line of defense for sex trafficking is peer-to-peer recognition, because they know their classmates. And so if our children can hear that and be taught to say something and know who to go to, I think we can go a long way to help our children.
Well, we have run over a bit from our normal meeting time.
Sorry.
No, it's quite all right, Michelle. We thank you so much for coming.